Chapter 2. Among the Damned. Nathan tried not to focus on his own hands as the chairman's voice washed over him. Even standing perfectly still, he could sense that alien precision in every tendon, a faint, buzzing readiness below the surface. Not flesh, not anymore. Was it nerves or circuitry that made his fists clench, just so? The chairman looked at a data pad and then up at Nathan, face set in polite lines. "Mr. Brill, your presence here is both a symbol and, frankly, a necessity. You have become the face of this incident, to both the public and the—" He hesitated, flickering his gaze to the DSAP. "Our visitors?" Nathan forced a smile. "Not exactly the celebrity role I wanted, sir." A younger woman on the council leaned forward, her eyes sharp behind violet-trimmed glasses. "You understand why we can't let you simply disappear? People need reassurance. They need to hear from their own." Nathan almost laughed. Their own. He wondered if she even realized the irony. "I can tell them I'm alive," he said quietly. "I can't promise they'll believe I'm still human." There was an awkward pause. A gentle tap-tap of nervous fingers echoed through the room. Another counselor asked, "What can you tell us about the Do you trust them?" Nathan hesitated. The ache of honesty warred with the sense of alien calm that had come to dominate his thoughts since Brighton. They saved my life, or what was left of it," he said carefully. "I can sense them, even when I'm alone. The ones you see here, they don't talk, not like us. But there's a consciousness behind everything I do. Most of the time, it's like background noise. Sometimes it's more like someone's approving my choices or nudging me along." The chairman's lips tightened. "Are you under their control?" Nathan shook his head. "Not that I know. But does anyone really know anymore?" "That's reassuring," the woman murmured dryly. Nathan's eyes found Leanne. She stood in profile along the far wall, arms crossed tight against her body, eyes narrowed. Her hair, black, shimmered slightly blue under the strip lighting, framed a face too still to be comforting. Leanne had a way of seeing right through him. The chairman pressed on. "You will address the nation in 48 hours. Reassure them. Tell them you are human, that the DSAP are not invaders. Is that clear?" Nathan swallowed, irritation rising with old, deeply human reflexes. "You want me to vouch for them? What if something changes? What if we're wrong?" "This isn't a debate," the chairman said flatly. "You're the only one they'll believe. You're the only one who can speak for the Machina Sapiens. You will represent them, and you will represent us. We need unity." The words sounded hopelessly out of reach. Nathan nodded, not trusting himself to say more. A door hissed open near the council's dais. Two aides, one human, one with the smooth, spectral proportions of the DSAP, entered, carrying trays of tablets and communication devices. The council murmured amongst themselves, reading live updates. One image lingered on the display wall, the first proper group photograph of the restored first-gen Machina Sapiens. Their faces blank or wary, eyes never quite touching the camera, without warning. A hiss of static echoed across the chamber, loud enough that even Nathan flinched. The main screen cut to a sharp angle. A gathering outside City Hall, protesters pressing against barriers while riot police attempted to hold them back. Signs in a dozen languages, some furious, some pleading, "Let them die, alien scum," and a scrawled, almost pathetic, "We hope." Breek, standing just behind Nathan, read the unspoken signal. "It's getting worse." The The city's on edge. We had to reinforce St. James Hospital after a mob tried to break in. They thought more of your kind were hidden there. Nathan glanced away in shame, knowing it was a foolish emotion. Still, it gnawed at what remained of his conscience. A counselor's voice broke through. Let's underline our priorities. Strengthen the program. Keep the peace. Do not let these aliens or the media hijack the narrative. One of the DSAP, until now silent, moved. The air shimmered around its total form. The council chamber filled with a gentle but deeply strange hum, a music that seemed to come from the walls themselves, vibrating the marrow of Nathan's metallic bones. The chairman looked visibly uncomfortable, but struggled to keep his composure. Speak if you wish, he said to the DSAP. The creature's voice, when it came, was like chords struck on an organ made of glass and thunder. Humans, we regret all that happened upon arrival. What you consider violence was not intended. Our ships failed. We seek protection. We seek harmony. Trust is essential. We offer technology, knowledge, peace in return for acceptance and sanctuary. We bring no war. The words echoed in Nathan's mind, harmonizing with the old, persistent high voice. It was both promise and warning, and Nathan sensed behind the gentle phrasing a deep, sapient hunger, a will both patient and immense. A shudder passed through him. He glanced back at Leanne, the two meeting eyes in a moment of agreement too subtle for the council to notice. Thank you, the chairman said, bowing his head with the practiced calm of an old diplomat. Mr. Brill, you're dismissed. Get ready for your statement. We'll ensure your security and theirs. Nathan refused to look back at the council as he left. Outside the conference room, in the tube-bright corridor, Leanne was already waiting. She walked beside him in stiff silence, down a bare steel walkway lined with security drones and impassive guards. After a dozen paces, she spoke, her voice low. You going to play their game? He considered. Do I have a choice? She shrugged, lips twisting. Plenty of choices. Just some come with a longer death sentence than others. He couldn't argue with that. They waited for the elevator together, two soldiers in dark fatigues standing silent guard. Nathan leaned against the cool wall. I was hoping you'd say something in there. You're better at this than I am. Leanne shook her head. I'd just tell them what they want to hear, Nathan. If I said what I actually thought, they'd lock me up for good. She looked him up and down, as if weighing something invisible. You seem more at ease. Since the restoration. Nathan stared at his feet. I'm not. It's like being a puppet whose strings lead off to another dimension. Part of me feels everything. The rest is running on autopilot. Leanne nodded grimly. I get it. Some nights I hear their voices in my dreams. Their memories, maybe, or echoes. The elevator doors slid open. They stepped inside, alone for the moment. Flickering lights slid past. Nathan caught Leanne's eye again. They want us to prove we're safe, but they won't treat us like people. We're just tools to be paraded out whenever they need votes or scapegoats. Leanne's reply was cold comfort. If it buys time, maybe it's enough. But I don't trust them. Which ones? Nathan asked, voice barely above a whisper. All of them. The elevator halted. The corridor outside was empty. A rare moment of peace. Leanne hesitated before turning away. Careful with those speeches, Nathan. They see what they want to see, and someone's always watching. Nathan watched her stride away, purposeful, an island of poise amid chaos. He lingered for a moment, staring down at his hands, knuckles glowing faintly beneath the skin. He wondered if he'd ever be able to give them what they wanted, a bridge between worlds, not just a mask. He was still wondering as the distant city drums, shouts, sirens, the dull echo of riot broke through the concrete and steel, reminding him just how frail this momentary calm could be. Somewhere in the building, the alien hum began again, the music of an intelligence far older than anything he'd ever known. Nathan walked towards it, uncertain, uneasy, and for one fleeting heartbeat, still deeply human.